The primary instrument God uses to give us guidance and direction is our own born-again spirit. But this is primary, this is fundamental, this is essential. Embracing this truth will help you to develop your spirit, because you know what you stand to gain. And by gain is not just selfish. I'm talking about how that you know your spirit is the primary instrument God has in guiding you. And you know without that divine guidance, you don't stand a chance to operate as a child of God within the system. And if children, then heirs and heirs of God, and joint heirs with Christ, if so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together. And then verse 18 says, for I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. So I'm dropping the italics. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time not worthy with the glory which shall be revealed in us. Now, as much as I don't want you to be ignorant of the sufferings, and suffering is not just sicknesses, diseases, and poverty. We're talking about stretchings. You'll be stretched to operate as a son. But you don't have to only look at that. The Bible also helps us to see that closely tied, directly linked to any form of suffering is a glory that should be revealed. So we are not just sadists who are happy with pain. The pain is a necessary process for something. That's what the Bible says, ought not the Christ to have suffered these things and enter into his glory? So if you are suffering and there is no glory in view, then you probably are suffering for nothing. And that's a bad transaction. That's why Paul asked the Galatian church, have you suffered so many things for nothing? Have you suffered all these things for nothing? That means you are not supposed to suffer for nothing. I need you to really understand this as we operate as sons of the kingdom. You will be stretched, but it's not for nothing. So the Holy Spirit through Paul is helping us see that whatever we are calling stretchings, whatever we are even calling suffering, it's not worthy. It's not as if it cannot be compared. It's a bad program to even think that I want to compare what I am enduring with the glory of God. He says, please stop it. It's not worthy. That this must be drilled into your spirit. You really need to embrace this. Your life is not going down. Your life is not growing worse. Your life is not deteriorating. It's not getting bad. You know, because if you just look around and allow your environment to determine the outcome of your life, then some of these things I'll be saying this morning may sound as if I'm not being realistic. I really want you to understand this. It's not getting worse. Now, this is critical for anybody who wants to operate as a son of God. There is a mentality. There is a thinking There is a way of looking at things. And if you and I miss it, our hearts will be broken. You know what Jesus told his disciples? He says, let not your heart be troubled. We read that and we think, oh, okay. No, he was preparing them for what was about to happen. He was about to be crucified. And he said, you are going to see some things, boys. Let not your heart be troubled. Is this our Jesus? Is this the great Lord hanging naked on the cross? He told them, let not your heart be troubled. Could they not let their hearts be troubled? Yes, that's why he told them not to let their hearts be troubled. And as a son of the kingdom, you don't have to let your heart be troubled. It doesn't matter what you face. It doesn't matter what you experience. Jesus is still telling you, let not your heart be troubled. In other words, don't connect your heart to your situation. Don't connect your heart to yourself. Will it be okay if I just talk like this until we close the service? Okay. I really want you to get this. It's very important to me this morning. Let not your heart be troubled. And he was prepping them, because he was going to go through something that they wouldn't believe it even if they see it. But Jesus is too anointed to die like this. This is the Messiah. No, you can't die like this. He says, don't let your heart be troubled. And your current context, your current situation has a number of possibilities. There are certain outcomes that can be derived from what you're going through right now. I mean, you can just sit down and use your mind to calculate and say, you know what, if this thing goes this way, this is how I may end up. If this thing, your situation has a lot of possibilities. As a son of the kingdom, you are not supposed to connect your heart. And those possibilities can be backed by science. You are not supposed to connect your heart with that. And that's why Paul is saying, if so be that we suffer with him, we will also be glorified with him. And then he says, for I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. So where that pain is, glory will come from there. It will be revealed in you. The same thing that made people mock you, if you will be true to God, that same thing, that same place, glory will be birthed. Here's what God is telling you.